Ever wondered how you'd survive an apocalypse? No? Well, you're clearly not paranoid enough. Let's face it, life's a box of chocolates, and sometimes you might just bite into a nuclear fallout or a zombie invasion. Crazy, right? But in a world where the unexpected is the new normal, knowing how to outsmart the apocalypse could be your winning lottery ticket. So buckle up and grab your notepads. But don't worry, Crisis Crusaders got your back. Here are the top 10 ways to survive an apocalypse. Number 1, have a secret stash of money. Because even in an apocalypse, capitalism prevails. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Meteorites may be raining down, zombies may be knocking at your door, but that doesn't mean the value of a good old dollar bill evaporates into thin air. You see, having a stash of money stacked away is about more than just satisfying your inner Jeff Bezos. It's about being prepared for the unexpected. Need to bribe a rogue band of survivors for safe passage? Want to trade for that last can of beans? Money talks, even when society has crumbled to dust. Remember, folks, the apocalypse isn't just about survival of the fittest. It's about survival of the richest. Or at least those who had the foresight to stash a few bucks under the mattress. So start saving those pennies, because the end of the world doesn't come cheap. Number 2, stock up on food. And no, your collection of instant ramen doesn't count. Let's face it, in a post-apocalyptic world, your beloved pizza delivery guy isn't going to be around, which means it's time to think sustainable, long-term food supply. Now, you might be thinking, I've got a pantry full of snacks, I'm all set. Well, let me burst that bubble. When we say food supply, we're talking non-perishables, canned goods, dried fruits, nuts, and grains. Foods that won't spoil when your fridge gives up the ghost. And don't forget about water. It's easy to overlook, but without a clean water supply, you'll be in a world of hurt. Stock up on purification tablets or life straws. Lastly, learn some basic hunting or foraging skills. You never know when you'll have to channel your inner Boy Scout. Remember, canned beans are your new best friends. Embrace it. Number 3, have an escape plan. And no, going to the bar down the street, having a pint, and waiting for it all to blow over is not a plan. It's a hilarious line from a movie, but in reality, it's as useful as a chocolate teapot when the world goes pear-shaped. So what does a feasible escape plan look like? Well, first off, it's not about grand plans of commandeering a yacht and sailing off into the sunset. It's about practicality. Think about your immediate surroundings. Where could you go that's safe, accessible, and ideally not a popular choice for every Tom, Dick, and Harry? Consider multiple routes to your selected safe havens. The last thing you want is to be stuck in a gridlock while zombies are doing the conga line in your rearview mirror. And hey, don't forget to pack a bag with essentials. So get out those maps and start planning. And remember to avoid major highways. Traffic jams are still a thing, even during the apocalypse. Number 4, make friends in high places, preferably with someone who owns a helicopter. Now, I'm not saying you need to start hobnobbing with the rich and famous, but knowing a few influential folks can certainly tilt the odds in your favor. Imagine a post-apocalyptic world where everyone is scrambling for survival. Suddenly, your buddy, the helicopter owner, swoops in to whisk you away to a safe haven. Sounds like a scene from a Hollywood blockbuster, right? But let's be real. It's not just about the helicopter owners. It could be someone who has access to resources, like the neighborhood grocery store manager or a nurse. These are the people who can help you navigate the chaos, get your hands on supplies, or provide medical help. In essence, survival isn't a solo sport. It's a team effort. So start schmoozing. You never know when that helicopter-owning friend might come in handy. Number 5, learn basic survival skills. And no, knowing how to order takeout doesn't count. Listen, we all love a good pizza delivery, but when the apocalypse hits, the delivery guy's probably got bigger problems. You'll need to know how to fend for yourself. Let's start with the basics. Starting a fire. It's not just for roasting marshmallows, folks. Fires keep you warm, cook your food, and ward off unfriendly creatures. Next on the list is building a shelter. Unless you fancy sleeping under the stars with possible zombies roaming around, you'll want to master this skill. And we're not talking about a 5-star hotel here. A simple lean-to will do. Don't forget about finding food and water. This isn't a case of just popping to the grocery store. You'll be foraging, hunting, or fishing, Whatever it takes to keep your belly full and your body hydrated. So put down that phone and pick up a survival guide. Trust us, it'll be worth it. Number 6. Stay fit. When the zombies come, you'll want to be able to outrun them. Now, I'm not saying you need to be an Olympic sprinter, but a little cardio wouldn't hurt. The last thing you want is to be huffing and puffing while the undead are nipping at your heels. Physical fitness goes beyond just running. Strength training can come in handy too. Need to move a heavy barricade or carry a wounded companion? You'll be thankful for those bicep curls then. Let's not forget flexibility. Picture this. You're cornered by a horde of zombies. The only escape route is through a narrow window. If you're flexible, you'll slither through like a greased eel. If not, well, let's just say the zombies may have found their dinner. So hit the gym, or at the very least, do some couch-to-fridge sprints. Because when the apocalypse comes, it's survival of the fittest, quite literally. Number 7. Be adaptable. The apocalypse doesn't care about your 5-year plan. In fact, it's safe to say that the apocalypse couldn't care less about any of your plans, period. It's not going to wait for you to finish that puzzle you started or give you time to catch up on your favorite TV shows. So, flexibility is key. You might have to swap your morning coffee for a cup of boiled tree bark tea, or your cozy bedroom for a makeshift tent. And remember that adaptability isn't just about material comforts, it's about your mindset. Can you switch from office worker mode to survivalist in the blink of an eye? Can you handle trading your suit and tie for camo gear? If you can adjust to new circumstances quickly and efficiently, you're going to have a much better shot at surviving. So throw out that planner and start practicing your improvisation skills. Number 8, don't panic. It's just the end of the world after all. Now, I know what you're thinking. Easy for you to say, voiceover guy. You're not the one facing down a zombie horde. And you're right. But let me tell you, panicking will only make things worse. Imagine this. You're in a tight spot. Maybe you're cornered by mutant cockroaches, or perhaps you're stuck in the middle of an intergalactic alien invasion. Your heart's racing, your palms are sweaty, and all you can think of is how you're going to become some alien's dinner. But here's the thing. Panicking isn't going to help you outmaneuver that alien horde or those mutant cockroaches. Instead, it's going to cloud your judgment, make you make rash decisions, and let's be honest, probably make you look like a chicken running around with its head cut off. So take a deep breath, count to 10, and remember, panicking won't help. Number 9, find a safe place. And no, under your bed doesn't count. We're talking about a secure, cozy, and preferably zombie-proof spot. Picture your fortress of solitude, but with more tinned beans and fewer ice sculptures. It's not about finding the fanciest bunker or the highest treehouse. It's about the place that's going to keep you safe when the going gets tough, and the tough get, well, apocalyptic. Think about it. You wouldn't want to ride out a hurricane on a sailboat, right? So don't plan on surviving the apocalypse in a glass house, even if it does have a killer view. Your safe place should have necessities like a water source, food storage, and a decent defense mechanism. A moat filled with crocodiles could work, but a sturdy lock on the door is a good start too. So start scouting out those secret hideouts. Just remember, other people might have the same idea. Number 10, keep your spirits up, because nothing ruins an apocalypse more than a bad mood. In the midst of chaos and uncertainty, humor is our best defense. It's like a life jacket in a sea of worry, keeping us afloat when all else seems to sink. So, when the apocalypse comes calling, remember to pack your sense of humor along with your survival gear. Now, I'm not saying you should crack jokes while dodging zombie attacks, but a light-hearted perspective can make even the most dire situations seem a tad more bearable. And who knows, your chuckles might just be the beacon of hope that others need. Think about it. Laughter can reduce stress, strengthen your immune system, and even help you forget about that pesky apocalypse for a while. So go ahead, laugh in the face of doom. It might not solve all your problems, but it'll sure make them easier to handle. So keep that chin up, put on a smile, and remember, it could always be worse. So there you have it, folks. 10 foolproof ways to survive an apocalypse. Let's do a quick recap, shall we? First off, we talked about having a stash of cash, because even when the world's in chaos, You'd be surprised at how many people still believe in the power of the dollar. And who knows, maybe you can bribe a zombie. Second, we covered food supply. Remember the golden rule, folks. The one who controls the canned goods controls the world. Or at least, the neighborhood. So stock up on those beans, because beans are good for your heart and surviving an apocalypse. Then we discussed the escape plan. You know, that thing you should have figured out before the zombies are knocking at your door. Directions to the nearest bunker, a fully fueled vehicle, and a map. And no, Google Maps won't work when the internet is down. We moved on to the importance of having friends in high places. And by that, I mean tree houses, hilltops, skyscrapers, basically anywhere zombies can't climb. Or if you have friends who are actual zombies, that could work too. Next, we stressed the need to learn basic skills. You know, like starting a fire with 2 sticks, finding water in a cactus, and making a radio out of coconuts, just like in those old TV shows. Staying fit was our next point. Remember, you don't need to outrun the zombies, just the guy next to you. So keep those legs in tip-top shape, folks. Being adaptable was our 8th tip. Because when the world ends, the rules change. You'll need to learn to sleep when it's noisy, eat when it's gross, and smile when it's scary. Our penultimate point was not to panic. Easier said than done, I know. But hey, if you can stay calm while the world's falling apart, you're already one step ahead of the game. And finally, we talked about finding a safe place. Somewhere cozy with a great view of the nuclear winter. So remember, when the end of the world comes, don't panic. Just follow these 10 steps and you'll be just fine, probably.